everyone, and welcome to day 9, where we begin to connect to the feeling of inspiration. So to me, inspiration is one of my absolute favorite feelings. It's not necessarily something I feel all the time, but when I do, it's like being hit with a bolt of lightning, and life just becomes so exciting and effortless, and you feel so incredibly motivated to pursue new ideas and dreams and experiences. So despite whatever you're going through, we're going to practice calling in this feeling of inspiration over the next 4 days. For today's practice, and actually a lot of the other practices, one of the biggest things I find that can be a hindrance to inspiration is the feeling of being really busy, really overwhelmed, maybe even burned out or exhausted. I think intuitively we can all feel that when we're in those kinds of places, we often don't have a lot of inspiration. We're just kind of getting through the day. So a lot of these practices are going to start with a little bit longer of mindfulness or meditation practice, because this is often attributed to, an overactive mind. And so we're going to learn to sort of call in the mind, bring it in, anchor it into the present moment, so that our focus is not really scattered all over the place. And I think it's fitting that we're doing this, towards the end of our series, because we've been cultivating a really nice movement practice, some restorative sequences. And in my own experience, it's actually a lot easier to cultivate a movement practice than a meditation practice, because the mind can be really busy. It can be very uncomfortable to sit still and settle in. And sharing personally, I did yoga for probably 10 years and avidly refused to meditate because it made me feel so uncomfortable. So if you're there, we're going to go slow and just introduce the process, and it truly can be one of the most transformative things that you bring into your everyday life. So be easy with yourself as we go through this, and be open, and I think you'll really start to enjoy it. So as always, we are going to start our practice in a comfortable seated position. Again, I like to usually have a folded blanket or something underneath the sit bones, so feel free to grab something for some support. You might be really comfortable just sitting on the floor, and that's perfectly fine. So we want that nice long spine. And we're going to be introducing a pranayama technique into our practice today that we're going to be continuing for the next 3 days, called Kapalabhati. So Kapalabhati is an amazing, it's kind of a combination of a cleansing practice and pranayama, where it's a forceful exhalation, passive inhalation. And when we're connecting to this feeling of inspiration, it's just a really great way to free the breath, to bring in more prana, more life force, more energy. So to do Kapalabhati, if you're brand new to this, you can definitely watch me going through it and then rewind and try it for yourself. What we're going to do is we're going to take a half inhale through the nose. And then as we pause there, we're going to start to pump the navel, exhaling through the nose. So it can feel a little bit awkward at first. It can sometimes be hard to connect to the navel at the beginning. We're just, stick with it, persevere. And we're going to do 3 rounds of 11. So pumping the stomach 11 times. We'll pause, take a full round of breath. Again, 11 and 11 again. If you feel lightheaded, just stop, resume your natural breath. So if you're comfortable with this practice, feel free to close the eyes. Otherwise, just take a moment to watch as we go through it and rewind and come back. So let's start with a nice full inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale halfway and begin. Exhale completely. Inhale all the way. Full exhale. I like to sigh. Half an inhale through the nose. Second round. Inhale fully. Exhale completely with a sigh if that feels good. Half an inhale, last round. Inhale completely. Exhale. And feel the expansiveness of the breath as you complete that practice. Notice how easy it is to take a nice full inhalation. So this gets rid of any excess CO2 in the body, rejuvenates the body with oxygen, vibrates all of the tissues of the body. A really incredible practice to bring into the everyday. Great for cleansing, letting go. From our seated position, you can slowly open the eyes. Remove your blanket if you had it. Put it off to the side. We won't be needing it. And let's come all the way down to the back here. Resting down for a moment, hug the knees into the chest. And then we're going to cross that right leg over top of the left. Arms come out into a T position or cactus. Exhale, knees fall off to the left. So a nice supine twist to begin the practice. We're going to be doing a lot of twists today with the intention of clearing out any excess energy and bringing in new inspiration, new vitality. Inhale back to center. You can cross the left leg over top of the right. Exhale over to the right. Supine twist other side. Nice and easy, just warming up the back, the hips, opening up through the shoulders here. You can keep the eyes closed, staying in this really calm and introspective space. Inhale back to center. You can uncross the legs, rock side to side a couple of times. From here, you can roll off to one side and push yourself up to tabletop, or you can start to roll. Might feel good to even roll along the spine. Crossing the ankles, moving back into your tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So taking it nice and easy, moving into some cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly, gentle extension through the spine, look up. Exhale, round completely, pull the navel into the spine, really push the knees and the hands down to traction out the spine. Inhale. And exhale completely. A couple more times with your own breath. And then moving into more of a free flow cat-cow, so you can roll off to the side. You can do more of like a barrel roll style. Just seeing what the body is inspired to do here. Seeing what kind of movement you crave. Making it feel really good. You can get low down to the ground. You can pause in any position that feels really good to you. From here, we're going to step that right leg back behind you. We're going to cross it behind the left leg. Gaze is out in front of you. And then we're going to look over that left shoulder towards that right foot. So getting a nice side body stretch here. Inhaling into the side ribs. And then you can come all the way back to center. Other side, so left leg steps back over to the right side. Gaze is out in front of you, and then you can look back over that right shoulder towards the toes, side body on the left-hand side. Inhale back to center, a couple cat-cows to just flush that out. Come back to neutral. On your inhale breath, let's step that right foot forward. So plant the foot between the hands. Find your long spine, hips start to sink down towards the earth. Back toes can be curled or the top of the foot flat on the ground, whatever feels better for the knee. Take a full round of breath here, opening up into that front quad. Inhale, let's plant that left hand down, sweep the right arm up to the sky. Nice little twist again here. From here, we're gonna do some shoulder movements. So going in either direction, we'll make sure to go both ways. So I'm gonna sweep my arm down, up and around. You can incorporate the breath with this movement as you do it. So just opening up through the entire shoulder girdle. You can go the other way if you haven't already. Opening up again into the side bodies, the hips. And then you can plant the hand back down. Lift yourself up. You can plant the hands onto that right thigh, sinking the hips forward. We're going to come into a full expression of the twist now. Hands to heart center. Exhale, twisting to the right. So left elbow is to the right outer thigh. Pull the navel into the spine. So we're moving into some more active twists here. Wringing out that spine really intentionally. Clearing the central channel. Giving ourselves the space to connect to inspiration. Gaze up to the ceiling. Press the hands firmly together. Inhale all the way back up to center. Shoot the arms up to the sky. Exhale, plant the hands down either side of the right foot. From here, we're going to shimmy the hips back, coming into a half splits. The toes of the right foot can come up to the ceiling. So nice big opening through that right hamstring. So freeing up these tight spaces in the body. See if you can keep the spine nice and long here. Inhale, let's come all the way back, low lunge. Keep it easy, step it back. Flush it out with some cat-cows. Inhale, extension. Exhale, round. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, let's step that left foot forward. So taking your time, allow the hips to sink down into the earth, opening through that front hip flexor, the quad. Let's plant that right hand down to the ground, sweep the left arm up to the sky. Nice gentle twist. And then we'll incorporate those movements. So whatever direction you choose, you can sweep the arm down and up. You can incorporate the breath if that feels good. Inhaling and exhaling. Reverse the other way. So freeing up the shoulders here. Inhale, let's come all the way back up. You can place those hands on the left knee here for a moment, sink the hips deep again. Pull the navel into the spine so the stretch is moving into the hip flexor, not into the back. From here, hands to heart center, moving into that deeper expression of the twist. Exhale, right elbow to the left outer thigh. Churning the spine open. Gaze to the sky if that feels good on the neck. Heart is open. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, plant those fingertips either side of the left foot. We'll shift those hips back to half Hanumanasana, half splits pose. Left toes up to the ceiling. Really nice deep stretch for that left hamstring, calf. Another really tight area of the body. Keeping the spine long, the heart open. Exhale, let's shift the hips forward. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Knees come wide, big toes to touch. We're going to move into a balasana with a third eye balancer. So you can take the hands in a triangle position. We're going to place those right over the third eye here as we rest our forehead down onto the ground. So if you're like me, you might have a really active third eye. You might consider yourself to be intuitive or sensitive. And that's wonderful, but it's really nice to have some ways to balance these qualities to ground. So resting here, allowing the mudra to do the work. Breathing full and deep into the belly, anchoring the mind. Inhale, let's press into the hands. You can sit back up on the heels for a moment. We'll shift the hips off to the right hand side. We're going to move into our twisting pose. So the right heel comes towards the left hip. Left leg comes over top, left sole of the foot down towards the ground. Inhale, find your nice long spine. Exhale, we're twisting to the left. So a really nice active twist once again. This will be one of our last twists of the practice, so make it count. Crown of the head up to the sky, open and receptive. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, we'll just lean back. We'll switch out the cross of the legs. Left leg comes in towards the right hip. Right leg over top. Find your long spine. And we'll twist over to the right this time. Right fingertips behind you. You can use the support of the arms to anchor you deeper into this twist. Gazing over that right shoulder. Inhale, let's come all the way back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. So a bit of a sweeter, easier practice for today. Again, we're really focusing on calming and centering the mind so that we can receive this inspiration. You can shift the hips forward, feet flat on the ground. Let's start to roll down all the way to supine. Resting the head on the earth. Knees are bent, feet flat on the earth. You can heel toe the feet so they're about mat width apart. Knees come into touch, constructive rest pose. Place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. As you inhale, I'd like you to count to 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue on 2 more rounds on your own. And you can let that breathing exercise go. We can heel toe the feet back to hip distance apart. We're going to take a brief bridge pose just to get a nice inversion, nice back bend. On your next inhale, press the feet firmly down into the ground. Lift the hips up off the earth. Exhale, lower vertebrae by vertebrae coming down. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting the hips gently off the earth. And exhale, lowering all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Last time, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower all the way down. If you need to hug the knees into the chest here to neutralize the spine, feel free. Otherwise, we can stretch all the way out into our Shavasana position. So legs are stretched out wide, arms are wide to the sides, palms face up, shoulder blades right on the back, heart open. Notice the shift. from the beginning of the practice to now. Start to cultivate a richer, fuller inhale. On your next inhale, use the inhale to inspire you to movement, rolling off to the right or the left side. Pause for a round of breath. Inhale again. Lift yourself all the way up to seated position, finding your nice long spine to close the practice. If the eyes aren't open already, feel free to open them now. Thank you so much for taking this time to connect, to ground, so that you can allow this inspiration to flow through you. If you've been stuck or feeling blocked for a while, I promise it's on its way. And I look forward to practicing with you again tomorrow. Namaste.